What's good, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. So 2022 has been a really very interesting year for publishing houses, readers, writers, and literary circle in a whole. There were several amazing books published right from the beginning of this year, and right now we have come to the end of the first quarter of the year. So I thought that in the upcoming quarter there are several books, interesting books coming up. So I thought that I should share about those books with you all. So I have made a list of all the books that are going to be published in the upcoming months. These include horror, fantasy, thrillers, and several other kinds of books. That's what the video is all about today. I hope you all enjoy it. Keep watching. There are a total of 7 books in this list. I will share this list with you all, and I hope that you find your next favorite read over here. So I have made a list of the books and what they are about. So let's get into it. So first up, we have Hotel Magnifique, releasing on April 5th. This is a YA fantasy standalone novel. So its premise is quite interesting. So it is about a hotel that is renowned for its magic. And one of the magical things about the hotel is that it can show up at different places on different days. Kind of like the night circus. So our protagonist is dreaming of starting something new for herself and her sister. They're just barely scraping by. So they end up going to this hotel, and since they cannot afford to stay there, they go to interview to be staff members in that hotel. They are then hired, and they realize that now they cannot leave the hotel. So this seems like a really very interesting book, and I think that it is going to be a really very whimsical read. So really looking forward to reading this novel. Next up, we have And Then I Woke Up by Malcolm Devlin. It is releasing on 12th April, and this book is a literary horror novella. So in this novella, we get to see a world that is reeling from an unusual plague, where a disease affects how the reality is perceived. And it is hard to be certain of anything, what's reality and what's illusion. So this book is promoted to be a creepy horror story. Definitely interested in this one. Moving on 19th April, we have I'm the Ghost in Your House. So this has got a really good cover as well. So the blurb here says that Pi is a ghost in your house. She's not dead, she's invisible. The way she looks changes depending on what she's behind. A girl of glass, a girl who is a window. Interesting. They have slept in trains, in mattress stores. They have probably slept in your house. For Pai's entire life, it's been Pai and her mother. But Pai is lonely. And now, at 17, she is given the choice of the next city they'll go. Pittsburgh. This choice has been made. So this story is a bit creepy and has got horror elements going on in it. And I'm really looking forward to its release. So moving on, in May, we have The Book of Night that is releasing on 3rd of May. This is an adult fantasy novel. So this is a modern dark fantasy of shadowy thieves and secret societies in the vein of Ninth House and the Night Circus. So it sounds really very interesting. Both of the books, Night Circus and the Ninth House, have been my favorite books. So I'm really looking forward to reading this book. So the next 2 books are the ones that are on my top priority list. On 7th May, we have The Woman in the Library. So this is a mystery novel with Agatha Christie-esque vibes. So the blurb here is very interesting. I'll share with you all. It says that the ornate reading room at the Boston Public Library is quiet until the tranquility is shattered by a woman's terrified scream. Security guards take charge immediately, instructing everyone inside to stay put until the threat is identified and contained. While they wait for all clear, 4 strangers who had happened to sit at the same table pass the time in conversation and friendships are struck. Each has his or her own reasons for being in the reading room. It just happens that one of them is a murderer. Definitely reading this one, and the way it has been marketed as having Agatha Christie-esque vibes, I am really looking forward to reading this book. Moving on 25th May, we have Hide. And this one has a genuinely interesting premise. It says, the challenge: spend a week hiding in an abandoned amusement park and don't get caught. The prize: enough money to change everything. Even though everyone is desperate to win, Mac feels sure that she can beat her competitors. All she has to do is hide. And she is an expert at that. It's the reason she is alive and her family is not. But as people around her begin disappearing one by one, Mac realizes that this competition is more sinister than even she imagined. 14 competitors, 7 days, everywhere to hide, but nowhere to run. So this book sounds really very gripping. It has that Squid Game plus Ready or Not kind of vibes. So it's really very interesting. I'm really looking forward to reading this one. And I'm really interested in reading this particular book. So last but definitely not the least, we have Summer's Edge that is releasing on 31st of May. So the blurb here says, I Know What You Did Last Summer meets The Haunting of the Hill House in this atmospheric, eerie teen thriller, following an estranged group of friends being haunted by their friend who died last summer. Really very interesting, really very gripping. This has one of those horror, creepy and thriller kind of vibes. So I'm really looking forward to this book as well. So that's where my list ends. Those are the books that grabbed my attention and I wanted to share it with you all. Hoping that you'd find at least one of those books really very gripping and really very interesting and you'd pick those books. So that's it for today. So if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And please share this video with people who love fantasy, horror, thriller, these kind of books. Let them discover new books. And what are you reading? Drop it in the comment section as well. So till then, this is Rahul signing off and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.